Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
John Ahlbum, where are you?
Where am I?
Yeah.
Physically?
Yeah.
On Martha's Vineyard.
Too bad. Are you having a good time?
Yes, we are.
Well, you work very hard. Why shouldn't you? You know, you're on a nice vacation. Are you getting the rain that we're getting here?
No.
Maybe they need rain, huh?
Well, we've had rain almost all week, but today's beautiful.
Okay, well, I have to tell you that I think about you a lot because the insurance that I get from United American is amazing. And every time, you know, the one thing I get annoyed about is when I call for an appointment with a doctor, before they even greet me, they say, "What kind of insurance do you have?" You know, it's like, well, this is ridiculous. But anyway, I say United American, and then they become very nice. Why do you think that's true?
Because United American has a reputation for paying their bills quickly and for taking care of their policyholders.
Huh. And not everybody has that, do they?
That's very true. Plus, United American's been around since Medicare started 51 years ago, so they're
51 years ago. Well,
they've got a history.
Well, and you have been, and I know that you couldn't be with them that long because you're too young, but how long have you been with United American?
23 years.
My goodness. Well, that's half that time. What made you go to United American when you first got into the insurance business?
Well, I had tried other things. I had tried some long-term care and home health care and some other, companies, and I got approached about United American by an agent down in Fort Lauderdale, and when I got appointed and joined, started working with the company, it just all of a sudden it felt like home, Anita. The home office has a staff of people dedicated just to helping agents. If you have a question or a problem, or a client has a question or a problem, and they ask us to get an answer, we've got a department we can call and talk to people who know us and we know them, and they just go out of their way to help us get the answers and get things resolved.
And that's not necessarily true with other companies?
I don't know of any other company that does that.
Well, I have to say, with all this insurance discussion nowadays, it's probably pretty important, isn't it, that you have an insurance company that you can really trust?
Absolutely, and especially in a senior market, because there are a lot of substandard things out there.
Like what? Well,
I personally feel that a lot of the Advantage plans are substandard. Doctors come and go from them. Doctors drop the plans. People don't know that they can't go see this specialist or that specialist when they enroll in an Advantage plan, and all of a sudden they don't have any, they have something wrong and they can't go see the specialist they want to see because he's not part of the group. With a supplement like United American, you can go to any doctor or facility that you want to.
Yeah, and that is the problem. I know this because I hear that from people. They say, "Oh, because I'll recommend a doctor." They'll say, "Well, he doesn't take this insurance."
Exactly, and then it's funny because somebody will come on with United American and they'll say, "We just asked our doctor, and he said he doesn't take it." And I said, "No, you asked the wrong question. Just ask your doctor if he accepts Medicare, because if he accepts Medicare, he naturally accepts United American."
Aha. Are there other companies? I mean, I just have to say this. I know that AARP does a lot of advertising in some of these companies. So, I mean, do you have competition? That's a crazy question, but
yes, we do. But one of the things that keeps United American's rates so stable is that they don't bombard people with advertising the way, say, AARP does. Their rates continue to climb, and some of it, I think, is because of their advertising and promotional expense. And I tell people that UA is one of the best-kept secrets, but, once you come on board, you'll be sharing the secret with everybody you know.
Yeah, that's that's interesting. But okay, so United American is really something that people want to really look into. And let me just tell you again, it's John Ahlbum, Ahlbum Insurance Group. They're located in Margate when he's not in in Martha's Vineyard. He's taking a little vacation. But now you call it Pro. Let me give the phone number. Wait, let me just do that. 954-970-4760. That's 954-970-4760. And John Ahlbum will be at our Boomer Expo, something you don't know, and I have not announced this yet. I might as well do it while you're here because you're a very big supporter of our expos. We're now calling it the Silver Dollar Boomer Expo because we're going to be giving out a lot of silver dollars.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, you don't know that yet, but that's what we're doing. We're going. We dedicate this whole expo to veterans, and we used to give $1,000 worth of. We gave four. We chose in a drawing 4 veterans, and we gave them each $250. We're not doing that this time. We're going to give 10 veterans in a drawing, and they're going to each get $100 in silver dollars.
That's great.
It really is. And we're going to give a lot of prizes of silver dollars rather than Publix and things like that. So we're turning the whole thing into a Silver Dollar Boomer Expo. So this is the first time it's been told. We just decided on this, and you are the first, exhibitor who really knows this.
That's awesome.
I've wondered how you would like that. I would think it was awesome. And most people don't even know what a silver dollar looks like anymore.
I know.
And someone said, how could you give 10 silver dollars to someone? It's so heavy. I said, no, it isn't. It's okay. They'll know that they have some cash, right?
There you go.
And they'll be at the casino, so who knows? They might even be lucky and spend some of it.
Turn them into hundreds of dollars.
That's true. You never know. But, so John Ahlbum will be there among a lot of other exhibitors, but you want to go over to his booth, and he always has the nicest people. That's the other thing we find, that there are some exhibitors that come to these expos. I don't even know why they bother, because they sit there, they're on their laptop, they don't pay any attention to any of the people who are there. But that's not true at John Ahlbum's booth. The people are very nice, they're very friendly, they talk to you, and I guess it's because they love their company. They love what they do, and they want very much for people to understand HMOs are HMOs, and we know that. But some people just don't have money, and they can't pay an extra supplement, and I understand that. But there are people who have extra money, and instead of spending it on your kids or your vacations, this is your life. This is your medicine. And I adored my husband. Unfortunately, it's almost 4 months now. He's passed away, but I didn't get any bills after he got the best medical care because we had United American. He had it as well as I have it, and it was amazing. I mean, my husband was for 2 months really under a lot of medical care. And do you know, John? I don't know if I got $150 for maybe an ambulance or something. Everything was paid for. I haven't talked about this before either. You're very special on the radio this morning because I'm really laying it all out here.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing, by the way?
Well, it's interesting. How am I doing? I have family and friends, but I think when you've had an idyllic marriage for 43 years and you've had such a wonderful husband, so many great memories, a lot of people can't say that they've had that. So I have to,
right.
I have to bathe in that lovely life I've had and not be greedy and not, yes, there are many nights, when I wish he were there and could talk to him and all, but we have so many beautiful memories and things all around my house. I'm wearing a lot of his shirts. And I tried to get his shoes on the other day, but they were too big. I sleep on his side of the bed a little bit, not too much, but I'm doing very well, I would say. It's because I've had a very happy life. I have a very happy business. I have very happy people like you who are, part of my life. And I guess I'm doing the best that I can do when you're missing someone.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. And, I have the radio show, and Dr. Mencia just got off the show, and I have great things happening. And so, What can I tell you? Tonight I'm going to Ashley the Entertainer, who, if you saw, I know you, of course, get the magazine, and you probably saw a picture of him on the front cover last month. And I'm going to that show, and then I think I have something tomorrow. And my son, who he has concerts, he's a lawyer, but he's in a community orchestra, and so it's it's important. But I want to get back to United American. Can you imagine when someone is now mourning a loved one, and you have all these bills that nobody can pay? What that must be like for them, John?
That's got to be horrible. I can't really even imagine. The strain of losing somebody or having somebody sick is bad enough, but if you're worried about the bills being paid and claims being taken care of and everything else, that's got to triple your level of everything.
Yeah, the pressure of all that.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that if you can't pay it, the hospitals have to get their money, the doctors. So you start getting these letters.
Mm-hmm. And phone calls.
Letters and phone calls. That's right. Well, I haven't told that to anybody, that I have nothing. Everything was paid for. And sure, people say, yeah, but how much have you been paying all these years for supplemental insurance? I said, are you kidding? Do you know what the hundreds of thousands of dollars that it would have cost to just take care of what his bills were?
Oh, absolutely.
And I know United American is there on all the Medicare invoices I get back, and it's just been a godsend. I love United American so much, and I just hope that people, if it's not a matter of you're affording. Sure, if you just really don't have, you live on Social Security and you can't pay it, I understand that. Thank goodness there are HMOs, but if I have a lot of friends who can't afford it, and right. they wonder if it's good, or if I even have dog insurance actually, and that helped my dog, the dog I had before, when they had cancer, and the bill was $4,000, and it paid 80% of it.
That's wonderful.
So you got to think about this, because people do spend money. People are eating out all the time. Think about what that costs you. You could have in 2 nights, people go out, they spend money. For once a month, you just write that check, and you will be very happy, because it's, when you're an older person, what do they say? It's finance and health. Those are the 2 things. Right.
And your health is invaluable. You can't put a value on your health.
You can. And it is a shame in a way that when you call a doctor's office, that's the biggest thing in their mind. What kind of insurance do you have?
I know. That's one of the and you're right, it is the first question everybody asks.
It isn't really right, but I guess that's how they're surviving, because I guess United American, as you said, they must pay it very quickly.
Yes. And because of their longevity and in the industry, any doctor that does any kind of Medicare business knows who United American is and welcomes the company.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a personal experience with this. So the people who founded were there a couple of guys that founded United American, or what was that all about?
There was one man who founded United American back in 1947 after he got back from World War II.
Huh.
And his vision was supplements. Naturally, that was before Medicare started with Medicare supplements. But instead of becoming like a big major life insurance company or major this or that, he wanted to do things that would help people supplement if something happened. Like we have a cash cancer plan that will pay up to $50,000 on the first diagnosis of any kind of internal cancer or melanoma.
Huh.
We have a critical illness plan for somebody who has a stroke or a heart attack or something like that, which will pay up to, I think, $50,000 also. We do have some life insurance now. We have a final expense, burial type thing to help people with their final expenses, and a term life insurance that will pay up to $250,000.
Is there an age? Is there an age, though? What's the top age to be able to get that?
I think on the final expense it's up to 80 now, and on the other it's 85.
That's interesting. Well, we do. John has an advertisement in Boomer Times, and I see it says, doesn't say that any of those things. It just we're really talking about the supplemental insurance in this ad.
What we specialize in as an agency.
Right. And what is ProCare Medicare? What is that a?
That's the trade name that United American has for their supplement.
I see. So in the ad it says, we just talked about that, more than 45 years of service to seniors, one of the largest writers of individual Medicare supplement insurance policies in the United States, no restrictions on doctors or hospitals, guaranteed renewable as long as premiums are paid on time, and personal agent service. That's probably the most important thing. I will just share this with you that you have been my agent, but my husband had a policy with United American, and I don't know who he got it with. We never heard from that person, ever. Now, he got all his bills paid, but it wasn't like you, that I could call you, I ask you things, and you're right there. So that's not a good thing. Personal service is really important.
Yeah, I think that's how we've grown our agency, because that's how all our agents perform and feel. We'll go, somebody has a problem or a question, it isn't just a phone call. We'll go sit down with them and go through their stuff with them if they have a question and need help. And I tell people that that's the greatest part about United American is it doesn't just come with a card that you can show your doctor. It comes with an agent for life also.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And I know your wife and your son are now a part of your family and part of your company.
And my little granddaughter, who is just about to turn 5, did a video a year ago talking about United American.
I don't know that. Is that on your website?
No, it was I think I would have had to have it approved by the marketing department.
That's very funny. In your ad, I was curious, because I think you made this ad up. What are the apples for? That
was an ad blank, actually, that I found from that United American had a standard form that I like the looks of.
Well, I was going to appreciate you because, in my capacity as a gerontologist and all, I know that an apple a day really does keep the doctor away.
Right.
Apples are so healthy, and everyone should be having an apple a day. And I saw those apples up there. I said, how did he know that?
Well, somebody with more vision than me is the one that designed that.
But the apples
but I liked it the minute I saw it.
Yeah, that's true. Apples are really important. In fact, if you take apples and you take an apple, this is just a little side note here. You take an apple and you slice it up, and you put some cinnamon on it, and you take some walnuts, and then just put it in the microwave. Put a little cover on it. You will have almost like an apple pie. It's really good.
That sounds great.
I just told you it's right. I always do these little tidbits, but you can tell your wife to do that for you. It's a quick way to get like a little dessert, and it's healthy.
It's a great idea.
So tell me what you're doing up there. Are you lolling around? Are you? Yeah, I guess you're always working. I mean, if someone called you, you'd work.
Actually, I'm connected to you through my office phone right now because we put a new phone system in the office, and it had the voice over internet capability. So we brought a phone with us, and as long as it's plugged into the internet, we can get calls through the office, get messages, get everything transferred. I work half a day every day while I'm here, and then we go out and do things. We just had a family reunion from my side of the family where we had, I think at one point there were 14 family members here on the island.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you have a house there?
We've got a house, and then we found this big house that was for rent, and they rented that, and we had dinners every night, and we did a tour of the island. We went to Chappaquiddick, and I showed them Dyke Bridge, and we're Kennedy had his car wash.
Oh,
And took him around and showed him where Jaws was filmed and those kinds of things. And then we toured the island. And then 4 of the gentlemen, the male members, and myself went fishing the other day. And they all left. And then today is my final high school reunion because I graduated from high school here in the Vineyard.
now I didn't know that. I didn't know any of this history about you.
And after that, then I'll cool it for about a week, and then I'm flying back. Donna's staying here on the Vineyard, but I'm going to fly back next week and be back for a couple of weeks in Florida. So
I see. Okay, well that's all right. So I know that you when you work hard and you get a chance to be away, and that's a wonderful thing. But so what is it going to take for somebody if they call your 954-970-4760? They call. Do they do this all over the phone? Do they have to see you personally? How does this all work?
They can do it either way. Up until about 3 years ago, probably every appointment was done face-to-face. And then the electronic application evolution started. And some people, they're busy. They've got they don't want to wait for somebody to come knock on their door to take care of them. Can we do it just now, right now, over the phone and the computer? And yes. And then, or maybe they're out of town. And so we can, with setting up a screen share type thing, we can do an application without having to be face-to-face. Or we will go face-to-face, whichever they prefer.
Yeah. Well, it's probably better, I think, face-to-face if they can do it. But
I think so, because then you put a face with a name, with a voice, and you actually know who your agent is.
Yeah, that's true. So I want everyone to understand how this all works with this insurance, supplemental insurance. I don't know how the HMOs work because I haven't been a part of that. But so you go to the doctor, and they, of course, they take your insurance. They always say, "Let me have your card," and you give them a card, and then you don't know anything anymore. The next thing that happens is you get an invoice from, I guess it's Medicare. That's what we do. And it shows how much Medicare pays and how much United American pays, right?
Exactly.
And I guess that's all set up.
And so long as you have a supplement and so long as a doctor accepts Medicare assignment, which means they'll accept what Medicare says they'll pay for something, it's just boom, boom. If they don't accept assignment, they have to notify you prior to your appointment that there could be an additional charge over and above what Medicare pays, but they accept Medicare. They just don't accept what Medicare pays. And legally now they can charge 15% more than Medicare approves. And some of the plans, like the plan you have, Anita, your F plan, pays the excess charges.
Right. Oh, so there are different plans that you can have within it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but mine does take care of
Medicare
everything,
plan.
right?
Yes, you've got the Cadillac, the best plan out there.
Right. Well, that's right. I want to have the best. I have the best agent, and I have the best company, and I have the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, but why not? Because it's not that extra, and yet it's just too hard to have to figure out how to pay all these charges. Because, I mean, here I don't know. I don't even remember what I pay. I think it's something like $200 something a month, and it's taken care of. Everything. I mean, I'm not a sick person, but I'll just go back to Bill. I think Bill's was at his age, and I think it was $300 something. Can you imagine that all that hundreds of thousands of dollars that was spent that nothing came from? We didn't have any expenses.
That's wonderful. I mean, it's just knowing that we're doing things like that to help people makes all the agents feel very good.
Yeah, that's an important thing that you just said. Business is hard. everyone struggles. They have to make sure that they can pay their bills, especially if you're an entrepreneur like you are and I am. And so when you know that there's more to it and you see people, who are sick and get help and they're happy, that's why we should be in business. I know Dr. Mencia was here. And it's too hard just to think about making money. You have to think about also what is it when it comes down to it. Are you helping people? Are you feeling good? Do you get to sleep at night? And that's why we do this, right, John?
It is. It really is. And then when you get a phone call from somebody saying, thank you so much. Your company's amazing. Your agency's amazing. And thank you for all the help you gave us. It makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you get a lot of calls like that because United American. So everybody listening, listen, I don't know what your insurance is, but you're not going to have to worry very much if you have a United American. I don't know what Medicare is going to do, but I know that United American's not going away, and they're a very good company. So really think about them and do it through the Ahlbum Insurance Group. That's AHLBUM Insurance Group. They're located, their home office is in Margate. Their phone number is 954-970-4760. And they're really good. Well, I hope you have a safe journey back and that you're interested in, you have an interesting week or however long you're going to be there. And we'll see you at the Silver Dollar Boomer Expo.
You got it. Looking forward to it.
Right. April the 25th. Excuse me. That's good. July the 25th over at the casino in Coconut Creek. Thanks, John, so much.
Thanks, Anita.
All right.
Great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Bye.